Hello, so good to meet you at our global motivational meeting. We are reading World Futures book. This God words that inspire billions of people, families, communities, countries, and the whole world. And will help you to just read this quote and practice in your daily life and business. Let's see. As we're reading this holy book from the beginning, please find out all the chapters on our message channel. For today, God prepared special words about separation from family. Let's see what it's all about. Although God's purpose for human life is fulfilled and loving, families, people on the spiritual quest often leave home and family behind. Sometimes it comes at the command of God, as when Abraham was called to leave his home and journey to unknown land. Initiation into the ranks of monastic life likewise require painful separation from loved one. In other cases, aspirants may encounter opposition from possessively family members who would drag them away from the path. Thus, Jesus warned his disciples to expect the opposition from their loving parents and spouses, and warned them of the cost of discipleship. He who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Father Moon explained that the separation from family and friends is necessary in the course of restoration, which requires a fundamental reorientation of the self from the customary fallen love of the world to the higher love of God. Do not think that I have come to bring peace on earth. I have come not to bring peace, but as war. For I have come to set a man against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes will be those of his own household. He who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he who loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Powerful words of Jesus. O believers, take not your father and brothers to be your friends, if they prefer unbelief to believe. Whoever of you take them for friends, those they are the evildoers. Say, if your fathers, your sons, your brothers, your wives, your clan, your possessions that you have gained commands you fear by slacking dwelling you love, if these are dearer to you than God and his messenger, and to struggle in his way, then wait till God brings his command. God guides not the people of the ungodly. Consort not with those that are dear, neither with those that are not dear. For not seeing those that are dear and seeing those that are not dear are both painful. Put no trust in a neighbor, have no confidence in a friend, guard the doors of your mouth, from her whom lies in your bosom. For the son treats the father with contempt. The daughters rise up against her mother, the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemy are the men of his own house. But as for me, I will look to the Lord. I will wait for the God of my salvation. My God will hear me. Further, let's read the quote from the second Messiah, Father, Son, and Moon. Jesus said, he who loves their father and mother than me is not worthy of me, and he who loves son and daughters more than me is not worthy of me. This is the formula on the path to God. The deeper the loving attachments you had in the satanic world, the more intensely will those very people try to dissuade you from going on the heavenly way. Know that it is a universal truth that you will have enemies among the members of your own family. Jesus said, anyone who loves his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And anyone who loves his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. That is one of the reasons why he was severely opposed. Why did he speak like that? It was to sever the original sin. Satan's blood is mixed in the fallen human and must be extracted. He continued, your own family members are your enemies. How can such a saying make sense? Because the original sin remains in the fallen human beings. He was right. As long as people continue to love one another while carrying the original sin cannot be removed. This is undeniable. While we continue to love our family members, we cannot overcome this pivotal barrier. That is why Jesus called them enemies. Blood, the lineage is transferred through love. Therefore, love, parental love, conjugal love, and children's love should be reversed 180 degrees. We should think, I do not need anything but God. God is above all. There is no other way to remove the original sin. I think my husband is the best, my wife is the best, and my son and daughters are the best. But what good is being the best of the lineage inherited from Satan? This is what you should deny. To possess God's love, you must deny your husband's love and your wife's love and your children's love. God originally intended human beings to relate with him alone. If there are any traces of Satan's play on your bodies, the original idea of love cannot take root. On the path to God, you cannot make progress without experiencing the state of heavenly love that is higher than the first love you knew in worldly life. A couple may have married after falling madly in love and felt that only death could part them. But once the two of them came to know God's will, they should find that higher realm of love to which their marriages seem pale in comparison. Then they will abandon their marriage within a week. How do we restore this world? We plant ourselves as individuals by going in the opposite direction, and then we can pull others to go forward. This is why in high-level religions such as Buddhism, those on the path must leave their homes. They are not permitted to love their father and mother, older sister or brother. The words in the Bible, anyone who does not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brother and sister cannot be my disciples seems paradoxical, but they must be accepted as a rational theory to guide us to the path of heaven. If I know that I am self-centered and full of evil thoughts, should I continue to enjoy my habitual way of relating to people close to me? No. I should feel revulsion at that way I treat them. Feeling that way, I would want to be alone. Thus, a person of conscience may isolate himself and tell others not to come near him. Eventually, others will recognize that person, even the universe will protect him as he strives for honest. On the contrary, the universe will attempt to expel the person who constantly creates problems and who pollutes his surroundings by his evil actions. He will quickly travel down the road of destruction. Nature knows that human beings are evil. Therefore, do not think if it will be sympathetic to the person who lives as he pleases, not caring about how he affects others, or to the person who lives a solitary life over concern that he might be polluted by human relations. Have you ever had a friend whom you disliked and wish it will never come around, but who visited you constantly. Maybe the first few times you would talk to him, but if he came repeatedly, you will slam the door in his face. It is out of this consideration that asceticism emerged in the religious life. People seeking solitude would go deeply in the mountains and live as hermits, desiring to sever any relation with other human beings. We can view the emergence of such asceticism as a natural thing. Nature finds something hopeful in such people. It is extremely difficult to leave your beloved children behind to follow the lonely path of heaven, where no one welcomes you. But that is my life story. When I went to North Korea, I abandoned my wife and infant child. I did not go because I wanted to. I went at heaven's command because God required it. I resisted and agonized for about a day or two, but because I knew God's situation was worse than my troubles, I went. You have struggled over your attachment to your family. Everyone loves his or her own son and daughters. So do dogs and pigs, and people as dull as trees and stones. Everyone is not different. It is not that I lack the heart of love my children. My love for them is as strong, as sensitive as any parent. Towards my mother, I am very sentimental. I love her dearly. However, when my mother visited me in the prison, I glared at her fiercely and shouted, "I am not your son. My mother is not longer alive." When I learned that she had passed away, I felt I had been an unbeautiful son. However, that son worked for God's will and to uphold the heavenly law. He worked for the sake of the nation and the world instead of working for himself and the happiness of his clan. Yeah, so powerful quotes for today. This was a good in the history. However, now Messiah, second coming, bring the marriage blessing. After marriage blessing, we're supposed to develop our love in our families, communities, cities, countries, and the whole world. If you will have difficulties, contact me for cooperation, counseling. The contacts are below, and turn on suggestion playlist. We prepare for you, and stay listening God's words all day. Stay blessed. Stay happy, healthy in this difficult time, and see you tomorrow with more powerful quotes. Yours, Nicolae Cirpala. Bye bye for now.